profiles, you know, like you're not thinking like that. But y'all, 4% of people surveyed said that they are in open relationships. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, 4%, that does not sound like a lot of people. All right, so let's do some math here. And trust me, I know most of us don't like to do math first thing in the morning, but let's just give it the good old college try and have a wang dang doodle at a time, right? That means 1 in 25 couples. Does that make it more like for you? Like 4% means 1 in 25 people. 4% means 2.8 million people are having consensual non-monogamous relationships. Yes, that's what they're called. CNMs. CNMs. So, with that said, I'm going to mind my business because maybe they're involved in a CNM. You know, listen, Temple University did a survey of 2,200 adults, and 4% of them said that they are in a consensual non-monogamous relationship, right? And again, what does that mean? Either they're partner swapping, they're having threesomes, they're doing sexual hall passes, or they're involved in like emotional relationships with other people. Some scientists suggest that we are hardwired for polyamory. And, you know, most men will give you that same kind of weird excuse. Not weird, but, you know, I find it to be an excuse. A lot of guys will say, well, you know, we're not hardwired to be monogamous. But I think that we are, and we can debate that from here to forever, right? I don't think that it is anybody's business on whether or not you want to have a consensual non-monogamous relationship or you just want to have a monogamous relationship. I think, again, the burden of responsibility and accountability as it pertains to the people involved in the relationship should be held by the people involved in the relationship, meaning all that matters the most in whatever lifestyle you choose in terms of, you know, choosing a relationship style is effective communication and honesty. You know, if you want to be non-monogamous, I think that that's something that you know off the top and you just need to say so. You know, I think the problem comes when there is ineffective communication in terms of what the role of the relationship is going to be. So I'm going to mind my business with all that said. So People magazine just voted John Legend the sexiest man alive, at least for 2019. Do you agree? What say you? Listen, I know a lot of people who John Legend could tickle their pickle from here to West Bubblefuck, and they would be super excited about it. Shout out to Princess Peach, aka Spency. Hello. But John Legend, all right, so I think we just have to not be confused about what this accolade means. Does it mean that there are other attractive men, perhaps more or less attractive out there? Yes, this is not People Magazine's most attractive man alive, right? Okay, cool, let's go. What defines sexy? People Magazine, this is their award. So obviously they're defining sexy here, not us. If you agree, good on ya. If you don't agree, good on ya. Go make your own sexy award, okay? They say that John Legend is the sexiest, and I don't have a problem with it. I love his relationship with his family. I love his artistry. I love his creativity. He's, for the most part, non-problematic as far as I'm concerned. So, you know what, John Legend, go out there and be the sexiest motherfucker you want to be. Good on ya. I mean, who are we to judge? That's why they took away y'all likes, because y'all are nasty. At any rate, so Nick Cannon on his show this week, he hosted Keisha Cole and her newest baby's father, Nico Hale. Now, for those of you who do not know who Keisha Cole is, I suggest you get near a Google, because she's a young legend with vocals like that. No, I'm not even going to do it. This is Sunday morning, and I'm just going to speak life. I'm not going to be nasty this morning. Because you know what? Keisha Cole has given us some bops, okay? So don't be disrespectful. As a matter of fact, she celebrated a birthday this week. At any rate, she was on Nick Cannon's show, where Nick Cannon referred to her as her man's elder. He clarified later by comparing her relationship with her newest baby's dad to his relationship with Mariah Carey, stating how grateful he was to have had her guide him. And now, for those of you who do not know, Keisha Cole is 37 years old. Nico Hale, who is an up-and-coming artist, is 24. Oh yes, there is a 13-year age difference. Now, of course, if the gender roles were reversed, most of you would not even be seeing this as a story, wouldn't even need to be talking about this. And quite frankly, if the roles were reversed, she'd probably still be the more mature one in the relationship, because men don't seem to know how to grow up, at least emotionally. Well, at any rate, he apologized, but is the 13-year age difference, is that weird for you guys? Would you date someone who's 13 years younger than you? You know what? I think one of the reasons why I am, at least now, why I tend to date younger guys, because let's just call a spade a spade. A lot of people just come with this fucking fairy tale shit like, oh no, it's not even about age. It's just like, you just like meet someone and you just fall in love. Like, it's just what happens. Fuck that shit. You are intentional about what you do. I know a lot of times I tend to talk to younger guys because, from a look standpoint, I'm doing the work to take care of myself. I don't want to go out with anybody that looks like he has been spin cycled washed at the coin up. I don't want to fuck with somebody who looked like he done got tumble dried. Fuck that shit. No, I do the work. Not only physically, but emotionally. And I don't want to date anybody who ain't out here looking like they do the work. Now, the problem is, you young motherfuckers tend to be cute or whatever, but you motherfuckers are stupid. I'm sorry, it is what it is. You know, I think that something has to be said for age difference and what that means in terms of experience, and what that means in terms of the depth that you can kind of explore with someone that you're dating, even in terms of communication. You know, if I've ever dated someone who was older than me, I've always found myself on an emotional and on a learned level to be a little bit more mature sometimes. And so I've never had a problem with keeping the company of anyone who was older. I think for me, sometimes it becomes more difficult keeping the company of someone who is younger, because of that age difference. So who knows? Anyway, Summer Walker first shared her battles with mental health some time ago. She further went on to cancel some meet and greets that she had because she was getting a little bit of anxiety around it. This has led to her canceling the remainder of her tour, with the exception of a few spot dates. She is citing her anxiety and her introverted nature for the cancellation. Now, here's the thing. I don't really know too much about Summer Walker. I'm going to be honest with you in terms of her even just being an artist. I know of her slightly, but I really know of her more for an Instagram nature. I don't follow her career, so I know a lot about her through Instagram and whatever the Shade Room post or whatever the case is. I think she's super talented. I can understand the level of anxiety that must come with being a public figure. However, that is, of course, a choice. I think that, She probably wants to not then sell her personality as part of the package. Maybe not sell her life as part of the package. She goes out with a pretty famous producer. I can't remember his name right now, but I know she dates a pretty famous music producer. And in my mind, I just feel like I see a lot of personal posts about her, how she likes to personal hygiene, or her having wig trouble or whatever. And mind you, I don't have a problem with celebrities sharing that side of themselves, the personal side. And I think that this goes to show for even us as everyday norms, So us as everyday norms, I think that when you post certain things, people then start to feel like they know you, which means that they can approach you in a different way in public because you've now made them privy to a lot of maybe behind the door situations, if you will. So with that said, I think that if she's going to be a public figure who does not want to deal with the anxiety that comes with, having perfect strangers feel like they know you and just kind of come up to you and all that kind of stuff, then perhaps what you need to do is keep your personals aside and just give us the music. Just give us the music. Am I bugging? I think that too many artists, get caught up in what is now the current A&R lifestyle of music, which is build an Instagram rep, be very astute about who you hang out with and or who you date, or the combination of both, and give us your life through snapshots, make it look as rich and amazing as possible, and then be kind of a little bit of introvert when you go outside and act like it's such a big burden for everyone to just kind of be interested in you and what you're doing and want to be all up on you. Like, I don't understand people. Like, you have these social media platforms, you use them in a particular way, and people respond. I'm not coming for her. I'm not even coming for y'all. All I'm saying is I think that people have to be cognizant, especially creatives. You have to be cognizant on what it is that you put out there in all mediums, because all of those mediums that you put out there, that's what people are going to respond to. They're not just going to respond to your creative. They're going to respond to the personality in which you display in a social media setting. Make sense? All right. Well, speaking of social media and people responding, Lamar Odom got engaged. And just like the rest of us, his kids found out on Instagram. You see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. Well, his son, Lamar Odom Jr., responded through a beautifully written Instagram statement, which in part read, "Not a text / phone call to see how people who've known this dude his whole life would feel." End quote. He later went on to say his dad has only known his new fiance for 4 months and that fam and friends already don't approve of her. He said that she got his head in the sunken place. Now, Lamar Odom is engaged to motivational speaker and fitness enthusiast Sabrina Parr. Now, if you know anything about Lamar Odom, and I bet you do because you keep up with the Kardashians a little bit, Lamar married Khloe Kardashian after only knowing her for, I believe, 30 days. Or something ridiculous like that, 90 days, 30 days. So Lamar obviously has a track record for falling hard fast. Not much unlike a lot of us. If you are a hopeless romantic, or if you are someone who has an addiction problem, like a lot of us are, but probably don't want to admit to, love is definitely a drug that can have you addicted. And just like all other drugs and just like all other forms of addiction, it comes fast and furious. So Lamar's new lady, Sabrina Parr, he's known her for 4 months. They've already been